To quote Woody Harrelson in the movie, "So emotional."
One word or phrase to describe this movie.
Surprisingly emotional.
Rowdy.
No monkey business. Andy Serkis is great. I think he's a lot of the big draw to these movies to begin with. Basically is putting this movie in a backpack, carrying it on his shoulders. Woody Harrelson has some pretty good moments. Overall, a decent movie.
I hadn't seen any of the previous movies of this series of Planet of the Apes movies. I've seen that one that involves, feels like it happened around 2001 or so.
No, we don't.
Overall, this movie had a lot of heart. It had a lot of emotional weight to it, which is something I didn't quite expect from, you know, just a movie that has war and apes in the title.
This was more Land Before Time than it was Jurassic Park, if that makes sense. There is spectacle, but not so much. It's more about the emotional journey of the characters, which is a good thing. My first impression of it is just how many times I sat there going, wow, Andy Serkis really is wearing a lot of good makeup. When people actually put effort into it, CGI can be amazing. I thought it was really well shot, like a lot of beautiful scenery and stuff. Woody Harrelson was memorable as a villain. His motivations made sense.
I caught myself trying to act at one point, actually kind of hoping that maybe they could find common ground, because they're both being so reasonable about everything that's going on. There are moments of levity that are well needed by the time they come around.
Some supporting characters do a good job in terms of closing the whole story for this trilogy, I guess.
Yeah.
It does a good job of that. Caesar's story kind of comes full circle here. What was interesting about it, because it's called War for the Planet of the Apes, so you're assuming it's gonna be one way. It's kind of it's the prequel Star Wars trilogy where it's like, we want to see him become Darth Vader. We want to see the apes take over the planet, how they did it. They took a different path than I think what most people would expect, which I don't think is a bad thing necessarily, to rather than go the cliche, they find guns and they build armies. And on a scale of 1 to 5, how many Kongs would you give this movie?
I would give this a solid 4 Kongs out of 5. I liked it. I liked that the movie went a more emotional route than just all-out war and bloodshed route. It made it the movie for someone who had not seen the previous ones feel like there was actually something to be like lost if the apes lost. I can definitely like recommend a movie that, you know, took the time to build characters that even if you hadn't seen the previous movies, you're still going to care about these characters.
Andy Serkis is awesome. I feel like it ran a little long, but it did bring this whole story full circle. I'll give it 3.5 out of 5 Kongs.
I'm gonna go ahead and say 3.5 out of 5 Kongs as well. Great effects, great cinematography, great performances from Serkis and Harrelson, as well as the supporting cast too. A little on the long side and a little too slow in most of it, but it does well with the emotional beats and stuff too. Well, that's it for us. We're gonna go sleep now because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. But
do this for you.
Be sure to subscribe, like our page, go check us out on YouTube and watch other reviews there. We want to thank our sponsor, 1-800-GIVE-ME-PIZZA. Don't drive, just dial. And we'll catch you next week. See you guys.
Together, Apes strong.
Strong.